Resume recording. All right, now we are resuming recording. So thank you, Stephen, for remembering. All right, we're live. So I just got some alerts. Let's double check what these alerts are all about. So Pound New Zealand and Aussie New Zealand both triggered. So we had 1.04602. On this one, hold on a second there. Let's change this. 1.04602. Now, change this to green. Now, that means that we had a bid to sell there. What was it? If I could turn this off. Hey, I hate that. I hate that with a passion. It was New Zealand news?
At 8 p.m.
Thank you. So that means that news came out at what time? Our time?
It's coming out at 8. It's coming out at 8.
Is there any news right now?
Right now? Oh, yeah. New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7. Came out at 7.
Came out at 7?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys see this here? This level got blown through like a knife through hot butter. Butter, baby. Butter, baby. It's like butter. All right, yeah. So we take this one, and I'm going to actually show you this level was no good. Okay? This level was no good for the current price. And it actually came in, definitely probably would have stopped you out. Very, very close, right? Very close. I think it actually may be okay. It's depending on that room, but for the most part, let me go back to current price just so you can see it. That was one of the alerts that we had that just triggered right now. I have another one that triggered on Pound New Zealand. Let's drop this one here. Another one triggered on Pound New Zealand. And it's all because of that news. 188.88797. Okay, visualization. You make yourself green. Okay, and now let's take a look at that one as well. All right, now mind you, I want to know where price has moved to. So let me move this up. See. Now, let's look here. Take this, put it right there, giving me an idea of where price has traveled to, good indication of where it could possibly have went as far as the stop loss is concerned. So let's drop that. Now, take this one back. What's going on with you, brethren? All right, so we'll go all the way on over, and let's take a look at it and see what we find. Make this the 4-hour, because it's a little bit better if it's the 4-hour. Blow this up. Make this a little bit smaller for me. And then it brings us to our current price. There we go. I see it right there, guys. Right there. But I don't like it much. It's not the best. Okay, this was resistance, right? Okay, you see this right here? This really wasn't much of a supply area or a bid or ask avenue, shall I say, but more so resistance. I don't like trading against big moves like this or big candlesticks like this. Now, we have an explosive move, and when you get an explosive move like that, it's no bueno. That's no bueno. You see that there? Yep. All right? No bueno. All right? So, question. How far back is too far back? I like that dialogue. There's no such thing as too far back. You go far back as you need to go back. I was talking to my good old buddy Dave today on the way on over here, and he was asking me the same question. I said, when you're doing your analysis and you look to the left, you treat yourself like a crash test dummy, buddy. Right? That means you keep going until you hit something. Bam! Huh? How's that sound? Right? All my callers on the hotline. Huh? Dylan, you with me? Bumbleclot? That's my guy right there. He really is. I love his questions, boy. His questions are fire. Fire, boy. All right, so with that being said, yeah, you go back as far back as you need to. All right? So that means that just like a crash test dummy is going to keep going until it hits a wall. So when you're looking back at these levels, you go as far back as you need to. Good example on Euro Pound. Was that the trade we sent out earlier?
Yes.
Well, euro pound signal I sent out that trade, right? It really had nothing in our way as far as the action, the movement, etc. Let's move that one down. Now, looking at this, Deja brought something to our attention. It was news, right, Deja? I'm gonna go to Forex Factory. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Wait a minute. Come out at 7?
Yeah.
Right at 7, right?
Yeah, it's only 7:07.
This one here. Go to Forex Factory. Okay. Now Forex Factory here, you can see. Okay. Where's 7 at? Oh, yours isn't set to the time. You see here, it's at 10:08, right? If your time is not 10:08, then it's not lined up. Now, you can match it automatically by only synchronized time. Hit match automatically. Bada bing, bada boom, you're in the game. Now it looks pretty good. Now, if you take a look here, you can see why we had that big impact. Give me a 1 if you follow me so far, right? We as traders, right? I used to use this analogy in my days at OTA and iFund Trader, so I'm gonna go back to it, right? Let's imagine we're going on a nice little trip, right? We get to a log cabin. And in the back, there's a lake. Now you see steam coming out that lake. You don't know if it's hot, molten and boiling steam, or if it's just very, very cold, or maybe it's just a swamp. It's like acid in there. You have no idea. Now you're just gonna cannonball in? No, right? You may take a stick, dip the stick in, right? If the stick comes back and it's not dissolved and all chewed up, right? You may throw a toe in, right? Or at least tell your son to throw his toe in, right? Right? Or your wife. You may throw your wife in, right? Or girlfriend, whatever. So once you do that, you have tested the waters. So this stage here is testing the waters, making sure that the terrain is safe. The sentiment is okay. Jewel time, who wants a gem? Give me a 7 if you want a gem. I'm gonna give it to you, but I need 7s. Do you want a gem? Who wants a gem? I be dropping jewels all the time, dropping diamonds, right? Diamonds. Who wants a diamond? A diamond in the rough, I tell you. When Mr. Wall Street says he's gonna drop a diamond, you get a pin, ma'am. You ready? You ready? Have him set it up and then we'll go. But you have to set up your MetaTrader, all right? All right, I see some good 7s. All right, now, before you take every single trade that you place, go check the news. Go check Forex Factory and make sure no news is coming out in the face of you taking that trade, right? Now give me a Y if you follow me. Write that down in your trading plan. Before I enter a trade, every trade that I enter, I need to go check the news. Okay? Good money. Now, let me get that down. Is there any more news that we have to be concerned with right now as it pertains to the Kiwi? Oh, is that how you set up your swing trades? You look days ahead. Yeah, I usually look on a weekend, and I'll take a look at the news coming out for the whole week. I just turn off on the speaker, so when you go to like the front, like you see the top right or top left. Yeah. So I look days ahead. So what I'll typically do is I'll click here, and we'll go for the whole week. My bad. Right? I can look at the whole week ahead. What the heck just happened to me? What the heck just happened to me, man? Bingo bammo. So you can see here, you can actually look at the whole week ahead. Now, what I like to do, because my main thing is I just want to focus on bank holidays and red factories. So these are the only ones that truly matter for us, right? So we saw that we just had this one, and there's still more coming out. So is it safe for us to trade the New Zealand dollar right now, or anything that includes the New Zealand dollar right now? Go ahead and type it in the thread. No, not at all, right? So in the futures market, in the Forex market, I'm sorry, let me back up. In the futures market and in trading options on currencies, you can trade the news because there's less slippage, little to no slippage, and the spreads are very, very tight. They don't widen by much. So it's safe to trade the news when you know that the volatility is coming in. But Gucci, it is not Gucci to trade the news. You want me to make you a host? You know you're the host with the most, right? Which one are you? Are you are you Mr. Wall Street 2 in there, or are you huh?
Mr. Wall Street 2? Is it really what?
Or you Pip Top?
No, that's him, because when he logs
All
in
right.
on his phone laptop.
I don't even know how to make you a host. Can you do that from wait? Oh, I gotta probably do it from right here. How do I make you the host with the most? I don't know how to make you a host. Remember, I'm not computer savvy. I'm just a trader, man. That's really all I know how to do, Elijah. Let me see here. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna make Elijah a host. Make host. I just figured it out, baby. What do you know? All right, we're good to go, guys. All right, any questions on Forex Factory before we head on to the next? Any questions on it at all? All right. You shared your screen? Good. All right. Wait, do you have your MetaTrader up? All right. You got a whole bunch of open positions? All right, good. All right. Now, can you do me a favor? And put you in your live account, ain't you? Give me 1 second, you guys. How am I able to show only high impact? Morgan, you want to see that again, don't you? We'll show it again. How are you able to show only high impact? Give me 1 second. Elijah's setting up his account. We're going to use Elijah's account. We won't be trading or looking at any of my accounts because the feds, we want to be fresh as hell if the feds is watching. Right, don't we? I'm be fresh as hell if the feds watching. Right. I'm going to trade my demo when the feds watching. I'm going to trade my demo when the feds watching. That's going to be a new song. That's going to be a remix right there.
Someone said no cat.
I'm going to trade my demo when the feds watching. Oh. Come on, hurry up. We trying to get to it, man. You interrupted the flow. I mean, I could trade your live account. Just don't tell them. I don't want to do that. You're right about that. Come on, Elijah. We're recording, baby. 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 You gotta hurry up, man. All right, let's just go back to this one. Huh? All right. All right, here. We're recording from your screen, though. All right, so just kind of keep it there.
Whatever you need. Once I find a passcode
For the demo?
Try not to spill something again.
All right. It doesn't matter.
We're recording from your screen, David.
Hold on 1 second, you guys. Let me.
Don't move your screen.
Don't move it.
I don't like this.
Oh, leave it.
Hey, hold on. I'm going back. I don't like it. I'm going back because your screen is
You better plug me in.
a little off. Yeah, hold on. I feel more comfortable over here, man.
Okay, someone said charge the laptop. Is that free?
Charge the laptop? Yeah, all right. Charge the laptop. All right, we're back.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, my apologies. We're back. All right.
Like color.
Now-
Switch it in the other direction.
Now, so
Sometimes it takes a little while.
you take a look, right? After we looked at it, what happened? What did price do since we went to go look at the news? What did it do? It shot straight through, didn't it? Oh, shoot. Spiller put a goat sticker in the Universal Trade House group. He put a goat sticker. He must be talking about me because the goat is live, right? He must be talking about me. He got to be. Because I'm the only goat I see.
Can't see your screen.
Shit.
Keep saying.
Can't see the screen?
Keep saying starting screen sharing. It's like loading. Black.
It's black. Hold on, let me share it again. Give me 1 second here, guys. All right, I can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right, good. Yeah, he said he's live too, giving out trades. I bet he is. He's giving out trash. Hey, a broken clock is right 2 times a day. And even a trash can gets a steak every once in a while. Let's get back to work now. Back to our regular scheduled broadcast. Now, what do you guys notice here? Right? What do you notice? Since we went and talked, or went and looked at the news, so to speak, what happened to the levels? Price went straight through these levels, right? It continued to move up. We're in the face of news. Let me take this down and show you guys back to Forex Factory here. So if you look at Forex Factory, right? Someone asked me, how did I only show the factories, the red ones? By clicking here, all right? I went on and clicked on the wine glass with a little funnel, okay? And then you can actually see we want only focus on the red and the gray. We apply filter, all right? Now, what news is coming out that we have to focus on? New Zealand. Is there anything else today that we need to focus on? No. But for those of you that are swing traders, listen very closely. I'm about to drop another gem. If you are going to take a position at nighttime through the late in the Asian session and the London session overlap, and there's big news that's going to be coming out while you're going to be in that trade, while you're sleeping, you probably should not take that trade unless you're going to wake up to tighten the trade up before the news comes out. Okay, give me a why if you follow me. You're going to go to sleep and you got a pending order that's not been filled, or the order's open and it's still close to your entry, and you have high impact news that's coming out, and you're going to be sleeping, and you can't watch the trade or tighten up the trade. You shouldn't take that trade. Or you should at least close it before you go to sleep. Or at least set some kind of reminder to wake you up so that you can get up and go in and look to see, what the terrain is like and the sentiment, if the trade's still good, so to speak, or at least has moved in your favor. Now, right now, there's nothing for us to worry about. Outside of the New Zealand dollar, which is also correlated to the Australian dollar, meaning I would kind of avoid trading New Zealand and Australia for right now, okay? If you find a very good setup on the Australian dollar, I mean, it's okay. I mean, you might be able to focus on it unless this is a big move. It could have an impact over there. I believe that we definitely could have a similar impact on the Australian dollar as we had on New Zealand because of the move and the impact we saw on the New Zealand dollar. But with that being said, it's clear skies ahead. Nothing else for me to worry about right now. So let's go do some analysis. What's the next step? Now, some of you would say, hey, go look at Euro US dollar. Reg, go look at gold. Hey, go look at Bitcoin. What's the right answer? Right? What should we go do as far as trying to figure out where we should focus our attention? Elijah, you know what you could do? You could take your screen and share it up there. That way you just have the laptop showing, but I'm still rocking here. All right, beautiful. Steven, say it louder. Say it loud and proud for him. See what's moving. Follow the momentum, right? We want to see where the action is, okay? Deja, do me a favor. Post in all the chats. Let them know we're live. And if they're missing this, man, they're missing out on good money because I'm about to give out some of these signals, all right? So what's moving right now that we should focus on? I swear I'd be trying to get rid of these things because you can see people's face at the bottom. I don't want to see everybody's face. How do I get rid of this? Just makes me angry, really angry. It makes me really angry. All right. All right, so let's hit submit here. Give me a second. It's taking some time to load. There we go. All right, now scroll on down. And who is familiar with Ringgold RSI and knows how to use Ringgold RSI? Type a 1. If you don't and you're not familiar, type a 2. Dylon says the screen is black.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Not so. Not so. All right, so who here is familiar with majority rules? Raise your hand, type a Y. Very important, we are on the same page right now. Majority rules. Excellent. So, with that being said, if you're familiar with a jury or a board, a jury or a board has to be what? Uneven. So therefore, when voting, there can be no deadlock. Okay? Give me a 1 if you follow me so far. In doing your decision making, right, when you have it uneven, it's an odd number, you will always have one side outweigh the other side or a majority in unison, right? Now, if you think in terms of bulls and bears, which is what we have here, if you look at all the different time frames, I have 5 time frames, okay? As a swing trader or a day trader, you really only want to focus on 3 time frames. You only need 3, daily, weekly, monthly. Now, it's majority rules. If I have 2 time frames that are red and 1 that's green, I am mostly going to be bearish. If I have 2 time frames that are green and 1 is red, I am going to be mostly bullish. Give me a 7 if you follow me. Before I move on, I just want that simple little tidbit to be in it. Is it 7s? I see a lot of 7s. I wish I had more 7s though. It's a lucky number too. Now, with that being said, I try to look for it to be in unison and the same color on all 3, or at least a majority of the color. All right, 2, 1 color, 1 the other color. Now, it also, when you can combine the colors, you can have an idea of what the trend is, more than likely, or what your bias is. Now, this is not end all be all. You still have to look at the chart. It's much like a navigation or a GPS tool. It tells you the direction that you should go and how long it's going to take to get there. But you still have to get in the car and look out the windshield to see where you're going. Make sense there? I hope so. Now, with that being said, not only will it give you your bias, it also gives you momentum and tells you what's moving. So you can see here, it puts the very strongest currency with the very weakest currency, and then tells you the color. So you're focused on what's moving the most and where your attention should be. So we always start here. With that being said, I can click Command F and type in NZDJP. And then I've got some good action here. Because what does it tell me about New Zealand yen? My friends, say it louder and prouder. Yes. Bear. Bear. Right? There's a bear in there. Mm-hmm. Looks bearish. Right? Sell that mofo right there, Boochak. Yeah. Now, what if you get to the chart and all of a sudden you see that you're in a support area, a bullish location? Do you still want to be bearish? No. No. The chart always rules. What if the GPS says, hey, you should head down the 405? It's going to take an hour to get there, but when you get on that traffic, on that freeway, you see it's a parking lot. You still going to go that direction? You still going to leave right now? Or maybe you might wait to take the trade or go find a different trade. Maybe he might wait to leave right now or find a different route. So this is the same thing with the indicator. It may give me signs that say all things line up, it's bearish on all time frames, but if I get to the chart and it's not in unison, I don't take it. So now let's go to the chart. New Zealand yen. Stop share, share there, and go here. Why does it look like two people are sharing their chart? Who's this Ivory, bruh? Tell Ivory to stop sharing his chart. Or, I mean, you might want to boot Ivory if you don't. No, I'm unpinning his video. I don't know who. Why do you keep pinning the videos? I don't want to see it myself, though. All right, you good. You good. Ivory, you good. I got you, baby. You fine. All right, now. So, going to New Zealand yen. NZD, I forgot, this is in Trading View. So you pull it up over here, guys. So find New Zealand yen, and I'm going to drag it on the chart. I'll click this to bring me to current price, and what do you know? What's happening with New Zealand yen right now? Right? It's moving significantly. Now, obviously, it's the news. So what was the one thing we had to do? We had to avoid New Zealand, right? Now, for the sake of this analysis, so that we can keep things moving and flowing, I'm going to keep moving forward, all right? But you definitely would have to skip New Zealand and make sure that you don't trade during the news, all right? Now, what would I do for this particular trade or this particular scenario? A lot of times you guys don't see these things like I see these things, but I like these little speed bumps. It's like little tings, right? Little tings, man. Banks really know how to splice and dice inside. Oh no, man. Oh no. Hold on. I don't like that. I'm about to drop a dime on him. Damn it. Son of a gun. Let me delete the Fibbo. Start over with the Fibbo. So we'll start from the top. And then we go here. Okay? Now, take a look at that. Good money if I ever seen it. Good money if I ever seen it. Boy, look at that, Deja. Elijah. How special it is, my friends. You guys see this 618 Fibonacci retracement? Okay, who sees the 618 Fibonacci retracement right here, right? Isn't it lined up kind of really nicely and closely with our area here, our level, right? It's a very, very, very nice level, all right? So for those that want to take that as a potential trade, you can, especially after the news settles. Only issue is it's kind of far away. Now, you can also take something here, and I'm going to start using these rectangles. Yeah. This ain't really, damn it. This ain't the best level right here, but it'll do. I don't like the time it's spent there, but it'll do. The one thing I do like is both these Fibonacci areas. So you typically wait for that retracement, you guys. When you see this and you're expecting it to become a pivot, you got to let topping tail, you're expecting it to drop down. These are these good opportunities. Unfortunately, it was during the news. All right, so we really can't do much with that. After the news settles, which about, I would say at around 8:30, it's safe for you guys to go in and hop in and take that particular trade. But guess what? Can I show you guys a quick little trick here on MetaTrader? Promise you I was going to give you that good juice. Right click, trading, alert. It's good money every time. That's your platform too. Couldn't I enter around the 50 or before the TP at 618? No, my main focus would be to enter right around that 70, 94 area, mainly because it's right before a fulcrum, right before that 00 fulcrum, right before a quarter, right, or a whole number. If you remember yesterday, for those that were on the call, when I went over risk management, I went over those whole numbers, and whole numbers are significant. Give me 1 second, all right, guys? Give me 1 second. Hey, famo, I'm like live from like 200 people on the session, so I'm gonna call you back. All right. Yeah, sometimes people just blow my phone up. I mean, it's crazy. We over here talking about pips. It's pip talk. So I would like to have my target, or at least, I'm sorry, my alert just before that level. Now, some of you would just opt to do what? Just take it, right? Now, mind you, this is a 4-hour time frame, isn't it? If I put my alert before it, can't I be notified that we're close? I could even take it and say, look, I want to see when price makes it through the 50 Fibonacci. And when it makes it through the 50 Fibonacci, I would like to see how it arrived and if it's stair-stepped or at least eroded the profit target that I would need to make the trade work. It sure does beat just taking the trade, though, doesn't it? I live and die by alerts. When my course finally comes out and you guys get to come to the boot camp, you will see that the alert trading course is unlike no other. Because in the alert course, you will focus and lead with your alerts. And then you can take your trade after the fact. One of the beautiful things is if price ends up taking and ends up rallying here, from here, let's just say all of a sudden we just get a big old pop like that, right? And hold on, let me fix its color. Let's just say price just popped, right? And that was a bullish candlestick and that alert triggered, right? I can come in and now assess the trade, go look at my higher time frame and say, okay, it's a downtrend. Daily, it's a downtrend. And the moving average is right there. You know what? I really, really like this trade. I'm going to go in and take that trade. How long did it take me to do that? Yes, ma'am, I did say boot camp. How long did it take me from going in and giving you that hypothetical analogy? How long did it take me to go in and look at the weekly and the daily to assess that it was in a downtrend? Right? Like very fast, right? So a lot of you guys get worried about, will I have enough time to take the trade? On a 4-hour, you got all the time in the world, right? Couldn't it have stopped around the 382? You're darn tootin', right? It could have, Erica, but would you care less when you're on your yacht or driving your Ferrari somewhere? Hell, you don't do nothing until that alert sounds, right? That means you don't really matter to you, right? Because you know that you want to sell the New Zealand dollar when that bad boy gets a little bit above 71 cents. Or in this case, it's $71, my bad, right? $71. Right here is my area, okay? Now, until then, you don't feel that it's expensive enough to sell. So you can care less about what happens at the 382 at the 70.14 level. It's almost like having a house in Beverly Hills that you know is worth millions and someone's trying to buy it for $500,000. You're going to sell? No, you're going to wait until they bring that bid up, right? Right? So same thing goes for here. If I'm looking to short at this area and I've set my alert there, it's fine. Yeah, price action at the 382 would be significant if there was something to trade there. Now, you are an advanced trader because you do roll with one of the best. So I'm pretty sure you probably saw this right here. And this is probably what caught your eye because I was going to get to it next. Okay. All right. Did that catch your eye? Whose eye did that catch? I'm pretty sure it caught Erica's eye because she is sharp. Okay. Erica, good job. Hey, round of applause. I'm so proud of you. Now, and we talk on the phone extensively too, you guys. So Erica gets like one-on-ones with me, and any questions she has, we go through it, and it's been great progress. So I'm real proud of her. So this is another level. This is an Ask Avenue right here as well. Now, if I take a look at this one, it does bring the 382 into play. I'm gonna make this, what color should I make it? I'm just like on the fence. There we go. But then it's two what? You can't see inside it, right? I wish I had like a beige, you know?
Light blue.
like a little beige. I want it to be red, but like beige, salamander. There you go. All right, so you can see here, this area was significant. And you also have what? Fib there. Now, if I take it and go based off the retracement, I can start here, which was the original move, and it starts to line up what? I wish they could see my hands right now. I feel like a diabolical fiend. You know what I mean? I'm about to just take money out of the market. You see that there? You got both areas that kind of line up nicely. I really like this. I like this Fibonacci alignment a little bit better than the original one, or the first one I drew. Because if you truly look here, this was the drop before it actually retraced. Now, if you can see, that lines up with this here and that. Okay? In fact, your entry is smack dab at that 50 retracement. I'm in love with this trade. It's your trade. It's safe to take this trade at 8:30, but set the alert first. When price sets the alert, as long as you don't get too much support around the 236 and the 382 area, you're fine. Give me a 7 if you follow me. How does the Fibonacci points or Action Forex line up? If you take the Fibonacci ones, the 4-hour Fibonacci will more than likely line up here if you're using the Fibonacci pivot points. All right. So that's one. Elijah, write this down or at least track it. Moving forward, we're going to start doing a separate log and a separate statistics to track the trades that we give out live. Now, keep in mind, they're not the same as the ones I'm giving out in the SMS text. They're not the same as the ones that I give out in the Alert Traders chat. I do 3 levels. If I send that thing out in the SMS text, that means it's a very, very high odds trade. If I only send it in the Alert Traders chat, it's probably lower odds than the one sent in the SMS, but it's still a little higher odds than me giving it out for free, right? Inside the chat. Now, the only time you're going to probably get the most value from me, where it's going to be equal to something I would give live, something I would give inside, the chat, something I would give inside the SMS, is when you're in these live Pip Talk sessions, because we're going over the live market. But some of this stuff can be old. It can be stale if I tell you to take this trade and it takes 2 weeks to get there. Also, what does it do to your margin? Yeah, say it louder for him. Ties it down. Ever heard of time value of money? What is the time value of money on a pending order that maybe doesn't get filled for a couple weeks in Forex? It's horrible. It's horrible. 0. You basically are in a position where it's dead capital, right? A lot of you guys take a lot of these pending orders on things that aren't moving. You're happy to get in. You got filled, but that thing didn't move. What is it? It's dead capital. Might as well be the same thing as a trade that didn't get filled that was pending. Only difference is you at least saved the fees when you were on the pending order. You also can't take a bunch of trades that are pending if you respect correlation. So with that being said, setting the alert allows you to pretty much keep your options open, right? It's kind of like you were when you were in college, right? You were that hot bachelorette. You were keeping your options open. You had this guy on Friday, another one on Saturday, and hell, if you was sharp enough, they knew about each other.
Oh my God.
Right? You kept your options open. That's what setting the alert is like. I know the women are in there over there. They're over there in the chat like, oh. But bottom line is the alert allows you to keep your options open. You're not tied down to the trade. Who wants to be anchored to a trade? Don't nobody want to be anchored to no trade. I see no men typing right now, right? As I put that in there. They was probably the ones on the other end of the phone. Pick up the phone, baby. Stalking your trades, right? Like you stalk the women. You're staring at the trade, right? Staring at the chart. That's you, right? Just like you're staring at her, trying to win her heart. Ain't gonna work, right? So AU, Aussie dollar. What's AU doing? We'll look at Aussie dollar in a second. So these are pretty good trades. I like this one a lot because of where it lines up. Now, one of the things I typically like to do is I like to draw my lines and then see where it is on my higher time frame. Hold on now. All right, so you can actually see we got green line, red line, first potential entry. The second one's there. Now I'm going to take this to my weekly. Where is it located? Boy, it's good money if I've ever seen it. Anybody heard of resistance? Flip. You see this here was support. Now it's resistance. I expect price to come up and bounce off that bad boy. Right? Bounce off it, right? Damn it. Hold on. Bounce off of it. Bounce off of it. And I hate the fact that it's extended. Bounce off of it. Let me fix this one. Let me fix this one. I don't like it. I don't want the ray. I don't want it to extend. I don't like it. So you can see here, boom. And then you expect what? You expect it to go actually all the way on up there. It could turn at the 382, but we want it to come on up there, right? Dang it, my phone just went dead. I can't see their questions anymore. So you can? Okay, good. So what was the last question?
No, Jesse just said too much good
sauce. All right, so that's too much sauce. Protect for leave, right? All right, now, so moving on. Someone said Aussie dollar. Is it moving? It is? Why is Aussie dollar moving? If we remember what I talked about. Why might Aussie dollar be moving? Remember we talked about the correlation and where they are in proximity, right? On the map. So if you have a big enough move in New Zealand, it will impact the Australian dollar, right? So mainly you want to just set yourself up for future moves coming, right? Potential future moves coming. Now, can I show you how I like to rock real quick? This is like I'm gonna act like I'm by myself at home real quick for a quick little Aussie dollar chart. Can I do that for you guys real quick? I'm gonna show you how I do it when I'm running through to do my analysis. And it's the most simplest way, the most simplest method. All right, here, watch this. Hold on, let me get rid of this. I want to show you guys how I do it.
What are you moving? What are the moving averages?
Tell them wait for me 1 second. I'm acting like I'm at home by myself. By myself. Notice what I just did, and then I'm done. I'll then set them on my phone, and I'll go do something else. I'll go do analysis on something else. There's nothing else that needs to be done there, right? I can then figure out where my stop loss should be if I still want to take the trade and it's valid. Now, before I explain in great detail, someone tell me what I just did. Say a little louder.
Just an alert.
Right? Now, when your eyes are trained for this stuff, it don't take that long to just set the alert and move on. Now, you could do what? Pending order, but it's too much what? Risk. How much money am I putting at risk to set an alert? Zero. Now, if you do your analysis the day before, you can put yourself in position where you already know what the trend is. And then when the alert hits, you look and say, oh, downtrend, in. I'm gonna let that just sink for a second. Digest it. Do you really have to stare? Do you really have to sit there? Think about it, let's pause. 5.7 trillion traded per day. That means no matter how much money we put in the market, we can't control it or affect it or move it, right? And with that being said, even if you sat there and blew on the candlesticks, they wouldn't what? They still wouldn't move. And a lot of you are new. So you don't know what the hell you're doing anyways. So you think you're going to help the trade by staring at it? Oh, you know what? Here's that special situation where my gut tells me with all of my 20 days of experience that it's now time to. It don't work like that. It don't work like that, right? It doesn't work like that. So with that being said, once the alert forms, you can go in, slow down, breathe a second, and go do your analysis. I used to tell myself, if you don't follow all of your 7 steps, it's not your trade. When I was trading, during my first year of trading, I used to rush to get in and then put my stop loss after. Then I would rush to get in and do my calculation after because I had FOMO. I was just afraid to miss out. Then he became disciplined enough to say there's always going to be another trade, always. I got to follow the plan, right? Stick to the plan and execute. That means if I don't follow these 7 steps, well, hell, they can be used on the next trade because it won't be this one. Because until I get down to step 7, I can't take the trade. So that means going here, doing my analysis here, in all my years, I've taught myself, if I'm going to do the work, I need it to be useful. Give me a 7 if you've ever done your analysis, went to a couple of charts, and then came back to a chart. Halfway through your analysis, you're like, darn, I already looked at this chart already. Darn it, I've already done my analysis on this one. You accidentally did double analysis. Give me a 7 if that's you, if that's ever happened before. Everybody should type it in the chat because if you've been trading long enough, it's happened to you. Unless you just blindly follow signals. I created a spreadsheet that I'll be handing out at the end of the week for my subscribers that you can use that will keep you from just redundantly looking at this stuff. But my mom taught me don't waste time. You don't never get it back. So when you do something, you do it right the first time and make sure you don't waste your time. So when I do my analysis, I don't want to come back. I don't want to have to do it again. So I set an alert. What does that do? It puts me in position so whatever the hell I did right now, I can use it for later. How do we subscribe to my channel? First time here. Go ahead and tell them. Go ahead and tell them.
The old link, right?
I like that too. I like that, right? You're getting momentum. The old link, not the new one. Yeah, the old one for now. So we set the alerts. I'm the only trader in the world that uses alerts the way that I use them. I'm not going to say I'm the only one that uses alerts. I'm the only one that uses them the way that I use them in conjunction with the timing of the candlesticks, which has birthed our own strategy. So for those that aren't in the alert traders group, you got to get in there. We go over a lot. Let's go to the next trade. For those that don't have these levels, I will give them to you. You want them? Aussie dollar, 67.50, 68.88, 69.39. Okay? 40K.
Would that be to go back in a sell or?
These are bearish areas that we're looking to sell at. Yeah. All right. But you definitely want to see price get there. All right, moving on. What's this one? Oh, we just typing in. Yeah, that's good. Good money. I like that. All right. Any questions? Any chat? What are they saying? Let me move on.
How do I get in Blurt's chat?
Yeah, just let them know, Deja. All right, I'm gonna move on. Tell me what's next on my indicator, or I'll go look at it. I can't look at both of them here, so hold on a second.
You gonna put those numbers down?
Give me 1 second, you guys.
What numbers?
The ones you just called up.
Oh no, right now I'm doing.
You want to put? Who wants to type it in the chat?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
67.50, 6888, 6939.
Like 67.50,
6888, and then 6939. All right. These are Ask Avenues. Well, I'm gonna have them talking like me in a minute. All right. I wonder what's. Hold on a second here.
What do you tell by the consolidation?
Where that thing is at? What do you mean by the consolidation?
Like you tell that those are X avenues.
Nah, it's mainly the explosion. Like notice each of these have an explosion. Like all of them, right?
That's type what?
So
Yeah, good talking about that.
all right, hold on a second, you guys. I gotta go back to here. All right, what's next? We hit submit again. Let's go back to here. and use the indicator again. Hold on. All right, unpin that damn thing, I tell you. All right, so we'll hit submit. Once again. And now, we couldn't do Aussie, right, because of the news. So we'll go down to CAD yen, all right? CADJP. What is it looking like? Looking really good, right? Bearish on all three, okay? Stop, new share, head back here. CAD yen. That's probably going to be almost relatively the same. Okay. So, what the heck is this? Sheesh. Oh, well. All right. David, where'd you get this Fibonacci point from? You were just messing around with the thing, weren't you?
No,
I don't know where that fib came from, buddy.
so I didn't touch it.
Yeah, there it goes. I see it.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. I just can't get it. For whatever, for the life of me, I can't. Oh, there it goes. Come on. Forget it. Oh well, guys. Doesn't matter. We'll just keep it there. All right. So, what's this trend on the weekly? What do you see? It's a downtrend. All right. A nice, good old downtrend. The one thing you must keep in mind is where we are. Are we at the beginning of an impulse move or starting to be towards the end of the impulse move? Towards the end of the impulse move. So should you be aggressively looking to short at the end of an impulse move? No. You'd want to probably aggressively short at the beginning of the impulse move. What do I mean by beginning of impulse move? Here, here, there, but not as much there because of where it was. It became that at the, after it dropped. But here's the beginning of the impulse move. That's the beginning of the impulse move after this kind of cleared that there. So make sure it's at the right place. Now, going to the daily. What's the trend say on the daily? Still the same, right? Down again. Why? Because even after it made higher highs, what did it do? It ended up coming back down and creating its lower low and going back into a downtrend for us, so to speak. You even got a lower high right here, right? So with that being said, if you look, you can actually see that both of them are in a downtrend. This is another reason why the indicator says it's a downtrend, right? So what could you do? Now, right now, is there a trade right now? No, right? The only thing I see, and I'm going to do this moving forward a lot so you guys are on the same page with me and we can see. If we look at candlestick pattern formation and the way things need to be as far as capitulation and the way price moves into our candlestick levels or our areas, and we look at candlestick rule 3, I would be primed to buy based on these 5 bearish candlesticks down. But the problem is you can't buy when it's in a downtrend, right? Especially when the higher time frames are in a downtrend and the momentum is down. So with that being said, you're going to look upwards to try to find somewhere to sell, right? So all right now, hold on. Bam. Looking real good. Anybody want to tell me why that looks good? I want to soak it up with a biscuit. It looks so good. Oh my God. Ooh, you know, I see that thing look good. Elijah, you see what I see? How about them railroad tracks? Inside the railroad tracks, beside the railroad tracks, or on the railroad tracks? Inside the railroad tracks, on top of the railroad tracks, or beside the railroad tracks? Who's with me? Let me check. What do they say in the chat? Before I see this one, see, teaching is more so, telling you not, and selling not telling. What is it? Yeah. Yeah. Bam! Who said that? Trayvon, boy, give that boy a round of applause. That boy, good. The boy, good. The boy is good. I like that. So what does a police officer do or a soldier do when they get out there on the field? Huh? How about a football player before they get on the field? No. They all put on what? They all put on something to protect their vital organs, right? Right? Huh? So think about that 200 moving average. I got an analogy. Would you like to hear it? You got a beautiful lawn, daisies, roses, and grass, and the dog keeps dookie on your road. I'm sorry, your grass, right? He just keeps on defecating. What's the best thing you can do to keep the dog from doodling on your lawn? You put up a fence, baby. You build a fence. Huh? Give me fire flames in the film. Drop a gang. I need to see it though. I love to see when they drop me flames. It makes me feel good. I ain't gonna lie. Huh? Think about that. Think about that for a second. If I add a reinforcement wall, it's gonna be pretty hard for them to get through. So think about this. If I have a significant area where I'm looking to sell and I got a 200 period moving average, woo-wee. Now, wait, there's more. Look up ahead. Do you see the ceiling? Look up ahead. Do you see the ceiling up there? Huh? I would like to bring up another analogy. If I were to take a ball, and I'm talking one of them rubber ones, remember the ones that used to be on the end of the little paddle, and you would hit it, bang, 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 right? Them was real bouncy, right? Real bouncy. The little Ajax balls. Remember them? I know some of you are too young for that. Don't worry though. If you take the little Ajax ball and you bounced it under the kitchen table, what would happen? It'll bounce off that thing and then what? Go back down to the floor, right? Support resistance, roof, floor. So, light bulbs. So now look here. Can I create that table for you? I really want to create it. I always wanted to be a carpenter, I swear. But trading just made me lazy. I ain't got to do much. Really ain't. Look at that table right there. It's a nice little table, ain't it? I'm gonna draw it too for you because some of you can't see it. What the hell is he talking about? I don't see no damn table. Keep talking about table. Look at the table. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Look at that there. Hold on. Some of them light bulb moment too. Some like, wait a minute. There he goes. I see exactly what he's talking about too. Ooh, I see what he's talking about. Huh? Wait. Dylon, light bulb. Huh? Give me a 7 if you follow me. If I took this little ball and I bounced it real hard, it would probably shoot up and bounce off of where? At the least, right? There, right? Off the table, right? Now, hopefully for us, it don't even go all the way up there, right? Hopefully for us, it stops about right there. Where you have that what? Moving average, right? Okay? Huh? Support and resistance. So not only do I have a very nice 200 period moving average right there in my way, right? To help stop price and slow price down, but we also have some nice resistance above, which will keep price from breaking below that area, right? So, boy, oh my God, Conchi, I would give you a cookie right now if you were right here, baby. I really would. I promise you I would, because you take the thing right up my, damn it. Hold on there. I hate that, man. No, you can just unclick it. When you unclick it, then you do that like that, and there it's all good. Bam it. Bam on. Bam. All right. That's all right. So you guys see that there? I'm done now. Do I need to do anything more on it? Nope. I didn't go on my phone, and I set the alert on my phone, and I'm almost positive I got that level. I'm about to let the audience test this real quick. It could be there, it could not be. More than likely, it probably is because I usually catch every level, but that was, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that one. Hold on a second, guys. Let me double check. Don't trust. I don't want you to trust my phone. They're gonna look at all my pictures, Deja. I don't want them to look at all my pictures. Oh, that ain't my phone. That's David's phone. David, that was a big fat person right there. Who was that?
They couldn't see that.
I'm glad they couldn't see that. That was David's phone too.
You said
That was
glad.
Can I get that in my hand?
Well, whose phone was that? That's yours.
There's Denise's.
Oh, well, no, but this is your laptop, so it pulled up your pictures. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, is there a picture of a big fat guy?
He was a fat guy.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my buddies. He weighs 400 pounds.
Oh, he's really big. Yeah, you can tell he's big. He's huge. Dude, he looked like he had some cracks and crevices on his back. There was a few bit blocks and ass avenues on his back. On his back. All right. Let me. All right, let's go to the chart. It was CAD yen, right? Let's go to CAD yen. Now, hold on. That was a 4 hour, right? I don't even have that on there. It doesn't even show on. It says ask, bid. It's decentralized. I have it, but mine's, see, I have mine's at 81.38, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So because it's decentralized, mine's a little bit different, but that level's good. It's good to go, guys. You could take that one. All right, it's fine. I'm gonna look at one more, and then I'll open it up for AMA, and then we'll head on out of here. All right. Let's see here. What is the? Give me something. What do you guys want me to look at? I know that, but some of them are in trouble on some trades. A lot of them have some stuff they probably moved a stop loss on, didn't put a stop loss on.
Dang, look.
Oh yeah, we. I like SPX 500. That would probably be a good idea to look at that one. But I want to go over whoever went first too.
Who went first was
GBP.
GU.
GBP USD. All right.
Oh yeah. Travis, we got you.
Look at it right now. What would you say? Is it moving right now?
No.
No, right? Consolidating. Now, I will say that our indicator probably would have had us maybe, go look at something else. But here's Buddy. How fast did it take us to do that? Not long at all, right? I'm just finding the explosive moves, guys. Mm-hmm.
Is that a table up there? Right above it?
Yep, this is right here. It's a table right there. Nice little table too, right? So I like this up here. Why? Because it's congestion. It's probably going to slow price down a bit.
That's the table right there.
So there's one here, and there's one right here. It's just not as strong of a table. But this is like a little plastic table, right? If you sit on it, if the fat man that's on David's laptop were to sit on that table, it would guaranteed fall. Okay.
So price goes up, the bottom would be the resistance, right?
If it goes up, the resistance, yeah, correct. And if it were to go above it, that point it would become support. So this is the first little layer, or a little level or area where there's a little bit of resistance up there. And this little pocket, I like this. I like this move there. That's nice. All right. And then there's some more action there. So
It's kind of like an avenue in the whole area.
yeah, like 123.73 alert. 124.26 alert. Now David's got his stuff is loaded. I mean, like you get an alert from there, you're gonna see it and it's gonna let you know. Only problem is you gotta make sure that you set the alert as well on your phone. All right. I'm gonna go back to my indicator one more time to make sure for those that missed it and aren't sure how to use it. Show you how to use it. All right. But you look at what's moving. Okay. Where was pound dollar on here? Okay. Is pound dollar moving? Where is it?
There's something in Trader View that it says send email to SMS.
Yeah, no, a lot of that stuff is tough. Like, it don't work well.
Oh, okay.
It's where? It's all the way at the bottom, right? That means how many pairs are up here that you should probably focus on before you go to pound dollar? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 pairs that you probably should focus on before you went to pound dollar. And then when you go to pound dollar, what was the chart showing us on the 4-hour? It was choppy, right? Now, the indicator does let us know that it's one of the ones that's moving over some of the other pairs, because there's 28 pairs that we focus on as far as currency pairs, not including CFDs or cryptos. Now, if I'm only looking at 16 pairs out of 28, that lets me know that the other, 16, don't matter. They don't matter. They're not moving, right? In fact, my bad. That's 14 and 14. So that would be about the other 12. So there's 12 that are they're non-factors. Without an indicator that's driving you to what's moving, you could be looking at one of those 12 non-factors. What's one non-factor? And I'm sorry I gave this one out too when I did, because I had no choice, but it'll pick up during the London session. Trust me, I know it will. We gave a signal on euro pound out. All right. And right now, what's euro pound probably going to do right now? Nothing, because they're both relatively the same strength and weakness, right? Okay, so it's very important we understand that. It's not showing here because they're both strong together. Ones that you want to trade are the ones that have very great distance between strong one and weak one, as well as it being in line and in unison on all the time frames. So how you use this is you see what's at the top, will let you know what's moving the most, and then you want to compare the color on all three of your time frames to make sure that they're in unison. Worst case scenario, if you are a day trader who only trades on smaller time frames, you only need one period, and you stick with that one period. Okay? You said, what did I see in EG to send it out? I like Steven. Pretty good question. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey, let's take a look and see what we see here. Stop share. New share. I'll give you flat out what I liked in euro pound, and then we'll end. All right. We got a few people here too, so we may go a little longer, seeing as the audience got bigger. Let's go to euro pound. Okay. Now, let me tell you one of the biggest reasons that I took euro pound as a significant trade, so to speak. Change this over. And me and David were looking at this one. And I told David, I said, okay, well, this pivot is important to me. I want to see what happens at that pivot. And my main thing is I need to make sure that that pivot's going to at least be my target or have my stop loss at break even as it moves to that area, because it has to deal with this area. Remember, this is a weekly. You go to the monthly, and what do you see? You see the same what? Same little pivot. Now, where's the next area of significance? Ooh, this is euro pound. Where's the next area of significance? Way up there. Way up there. 716 pips up there. Now, with that being said, what's the trend like on this this weekly time frame? Uptrend, right? And we got a lot of momentum from last week, and we're starting to get some momentum from this week, right? Now, daily. Mon chéri. Oh. Let's see here. Hold on one second, because I see. So I see an igniting move, wiping out a lot of this stuff here after a bunch of consolidation, you could say. Kind of was choppy as it moved its way up. Came down, created a pivot, then this explosive move. Right now, we're seeing and experiencing what? And I tell you what, I can't stand this thing, man. Deja, how do you do that? I hate that. I don't like seeing everybody's face. It just kind of makes me insecure.
Click on the top where it says.
I'm not as handsome as some of these guys, you know. Some of them have their shirts off and stuff. I'm just trying to concentrate. You know what I mean? I'm using the 8, the 21, and the 200. Yeah, just take that down. Take it down. I don't want to see none of their faces. I don't want them to see my face either. Yeah. I just don't want to see their face. That's all. Okay, we should be good. That's good. That's right there because their face is gone. All right. Some of y'all be looking all happy because your profits are there. Some of you be sad. But either way, it just confuses and distracts me. So I'm going to move it down, okay? All right. Damn it. It won't move. Elijah, how you move it, Elijah? I don't want it to be there. God damn it. Hold on one second. Hide non-participants. Hold on. Right click it again? It ain't working, Elijah. Wait, that's it? There you go. Like the there you go. All right, now, bottom and tail. Another example of what I liked about this. Bottom and tail, right? And then you go to our 4-hour, and what do you see on the 4-hour? I talk about this. We live for this, don't we? We talked about this a lot, quite extensively. Bullish engulfing. Yes. Yes. What else? Or a trend line, right? Or if you took the table and you flipped it upside down, right? Could use it as a boat, maybe, right? Or you could at least, use it as support, right? To keep you from maybe falling through something, right? So you see here, sitting on a trend line, sitting on a floor, which is support, which is here. You can kind of see their support there, all right? But price also gave us a trend line there, right? So I would like to measure that move. So you could expect it to probably rally up there. We'll kind of see what happens with our entry there. For those that took the trade, you have not been filled yet on the trade. I'm not going to give what our exact entry parameters were on the trade, but you can kind of see what I liked about it, right? I like that bearish engulfing setup. I also like the fact that the higher time frames were in line as far as our trend was concerned. And then look at this blue line. Notice the blue line was that pivot that we were focused on, right? It's 1-to-1 away from what? Our potential trade, right? If our entry was hypothetically here, exit hypothetically there, just giving hypothetical. That means that, let's get rid of this. So if you look at this, isn't this about a 1-to-1? Right? So if you look here, you could actually see what? So that's about 80, right? What is that? Perfect, isn't it? So this means this trade's safe to take, knowing that you really have nothing to worry about until you get to about the 93.09 area. And then after that, it's smooth sailing until you get to all the way up to about $1, baby. Looks good, don't it? It looks really good. I like it a lot, as you should like it. So this is one of the reasons why I called out this trade. In line with the trend, making higher highs, higher lows, okay? And the higher time frame trends are very, very in line in unison, okay? Someone asked me to look at SPX 500, right?
You said that was a very aggressive trade. So what is the main difference between that and currency trade?
Yeah. So first off, the main reason why this thing is super, super aggressive, right, is because you're trading a mini or a Mini lot at minimum, okay? Mini lot at minimum. Now, this trade ideally would be a perfect sell opportunity. And it's kind of funny that he's got a buyer right there where you should be selling at, right? Now, that was our original trade based on a lower time frame, but fundamentally, I'm bullish. Technically, I'm what? From a technical analysis perspective. Hold on one second, because that didn't even, every time I hear that kind of stuff, they stop Cyrus, I just gotta look, you know? Because I'm African American or something. All right, we're good. All right, so I don't know why the rest of y'all ain't get up. Shit. I'm comfortable when I hear them sirens. I ain't that comfortable, man. Come on now. All right, so that being said, that's a bearish engulfing, right? It's also coming off a very bearish move, right? It's also coming off a nice move in, and if we pull the Fibonacci, damn it. Hold on, I don't know. I hate when I do that. 1 second, guys. Pull the Fibonacci out. Lines up with the 382 as a shallow retracement, right? It's got all the makings of a bearish move, right? But what's the monthly say? Let's just start with the monthly. What does the monthly say? Hold on 1 second, let me delete this. All right, what do you see on the monthly as far as our trend is concerned? It's an uptrend. If you negate this big drop there, because it did get negated, because it wiped it out, you're still relatively in an uptrend, right? This thing has been creating higher highs. And what do you notice? It is what? August, and it's what? Would you say middle of August, end of August, or beginning of August? It's the beginning of August. It's the beginning of August. So that means that this candle still has what? A lot of time left, right?
To like change?
A lot of time left to change its sentiment, right? So if it's got a lot of time left to change its sentiment, would you say that that candle's done a good job so far in its little 5 days of life compared to what you see as far as a range that's created from other candlesticks? I mean, the thing that established itself, it's early, right? Right?
So are you saying it's not strong enough yet to?
No. I'm just saying that it still has a lot of time to establish itself, right? Now, would you believe me if I told you that the feds have a cheat code when it comes to trading U.S. indices or U.S. stocks or just U.S. market in general? Why would I say they have a cheat code? Because of quantitative easing and tapering. You guys ever heard of this, right? Quantitative easing is printing money. They're able to just print money at will to buy stocks and bonds. So you typically see very bullish moves that coincide with the FOMC meetings, right? Rate cuts and spikes, right? But most importantly, when you see big drops in the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or the Dow, it's garage sale time. Because it always does what? The thing typically pulls back. It's so damn resilient. We've been in a recession for a minute, haven't we? They've been talking about we got out the recession, haven't they? But have you ever felt like we got out of that recession? No, right? So even though the numbers may say that the economy's been doing better, our everyday lives suggest otherwise, right? So going back to what I was saying as far as their cheat code, even though the technical data may say that you should short, even though it says that it's time for this thing to start a new trend, they can come in and negate all rules and keep on printing and printing and printing until they keep that bad boy from dropping. Give me a 1 if you follow me. They control the market. Yes, they do. Very much so. Very much so. They manipulate the market. Guess what else they can do? Because remember, the S&P, is it Forex or is it futures? It's futures. It's not Forex. You're trading a derivative of a futures product. So with that being said, in the futures market, they have limit moves and circuit breakers. So they can halt trading if the shit gets too, excuse my language, out of hand. It's manipulated like nothing else. Big banks trade with no stop losses. They have absolute positions where they expect to get out at zero bid. They leverage up no more than 10 to 1 because they know that as long as the limit move and circuit breaker can't move beyond that, they can never get a margin call. And if they do, they just pick the phone up and their bank extends them more credit and more time for them to meet their margin call. You ever heard of this bank's borrowing money from this bank who's borrowing money from this bank? This country's borrowing. They're all borrowing from each other. And they kick the can down the road. But you don't have that benefit. Your margin call needs to be filled in a couple of days. That make sense? Whereas them, they don't even need to put up the margin for their positions because no one's checking behind Fort Knox. So, and I just kind of like condensed a lot into, right? This is really fundamentals. But if you understand that they have a cheat code when it comes to this thing, you would think when it's supposed to go down and continue to push to the downside, it doesn't. Now going to that trade, that aggressive trade, that thing's done. It's done. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get stopped out on that trade. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it for a second here, all right? Now, where was our entry supposed to be relatively? Right here above this bottoming tail. Has it moved 1 to 1 in our favor?
Started off.
Yes, it has. And it's close enough.
Wait, so when you say 1 to 1 in our favor, like,
The size of my stop size,
oh, okay.
right? So if my stop size is 165 pips, what did it move to?
Okay.
200 and what?
64.
Right? So should you still be in it?
No.
Why? Because your stop loss should have been moved to break even. And when it came back, you're already... Now, did I give a target on the trade? No, I barely even gave stop loss parameters, right? I just gave a picture. I want you guys to be more independent with your trades, right? So you're able to take them on your own. So this trade was not bad. It was good during the US session. But I get a bunch of people at about 4:30, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time saying, is it good to take the trade? Is it good to get back in? Would you have a successful time trying to buy Jordan shoes that are about to release at 2 a.m. at Foot Locker? Because why? It's closed. It's closed, right? And everybody's probably in line too. Everybody waiting in line and it's closed. So can you do anything? Can you buy and sell? No. What kind of volume is going to be transacting during the time when it's closed? Maybe some backdoor deals, but very little what? Volume. Dark pools trade during after hours. Bank-to-bank trades. We don't got that kind of plug. So with that being said, when you're trading with killers like Spiller, you have no idea that you're trading during a time when you shouldn't even be focused on the charts, right? It's graveyard shift. It's where everybody loses their money. It's no liquidity. The banks aren't trading. It's no coincidence that when I tell you to get in these indices, they take off. Because I trade Globex levels. I trade after hour high and after hour low. While you guys are kicking around little profits and losing money, we're watching the after hours high and low. And gap fills. Once price comes now near the low, the Globex low, I'll go long. Price goes near the Globex high and it's near a level of support or resistance or a bid block or ask avenue, I short. If it continues past the Globex level, you typically will trade a momentum trade. But I like trading gap fills off of these indices. I gave you a gap fill yesterday that resulted in almost 750 pips. How many of you have ever had 750 pips on one trade? From IML, from Young Trilly, from Young Spilly. That's going to be his new nickname. Good old Spilly. Just spilling profits everywhere, huh? How many of you ever had a 750 pip trade?
Not yet.
No, never, never, ever. How many of you made your account this week? Fucking with Mr. Wall Street. Excuse my language, but I had to throw that in there. A little bit of French for him. Okay, I think I done paid for one curse word in this business. I did. Okay, that was two. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm around my people. I feel comfortable, right? But how many of you made your accounts this week? Right? That means you probably had one of your best weeks trading. Right? Well, you at least made your subscription fee, I can guarantee. But why is that? Shark ratio. Reward to risk ratio. How about trades worth your while ratio? I put up this 100, I need 2 or more. I need $200 or more, or we should just keep playing basketball. Maybe we should just go down to the mall, right? Or go for a stroll somewhere. Make sense? Hell, you're better off picking up your dog's dookie off the side of the road because you're helping the environment. Make sense? A lot better off than trading one of these indices at the wrong time when there's no volume and the spread is what? Wide. How many of you, before you came to Mr. Wall Street, were used to 10 pip target trades? How many were just rooting and tooting when you hit your little 10 pips? Come on now, put it out in the chat. I got news for you. How many was happy to get 10 pips? Because I never gave you a 10 pip trade in my life. I'd have never, ever, ever, ever sent out a 10 pip trade, and I never will. How many was so excited? You're happy. Type in the chat, money bags if you hit your target, your 10 pip target. How many of you that was you? Yes, it was you, right? Now, what are the spreads like on CFDs? 5 to 10 pips. What are the spread like on 21 cross pairs? On 21 minors? 5 to 8 pips, and they're variable. They widen, they fluctuate. And you're talking about 10 pips? That means the broker at any given time is going to take half to 80% of that. And you talking about 10 pips? I feel like Allen Iverson talking about practice. We talking about practice? We talking about practice? Drum roll, please. Man, I was thinking about just paying Spiller to subscribe, right? Because I don't even get to watch TV anymore. Most stuff don't make me laugh. It don't make me laugh no more. I'm just like a hard cookie to crack. So I was just going to subscribe, right? It's truly entertaining to see how you guys fall for some of this crap. I'm not even gonna lie. And it's all gloves off because they're stealing from me. They're flat out stealing my trades and trying to take credit for it. Goddamn shame. Damn shame, ain't it, Deja? So they deserve this ass lashing, don't it? Right? I'm thinking about going to Dallas. Really am with my chairman self. Right? Oh, I'm not IML ranked. I really was, just to go out and cheer them on, right? I wanted to just cheer everybody on who's ranking up, right? But give me credit. So this trade right here, if you got VIP tickets, man, whoever wants to bring Mr. Wall Street, please, man. Buy me a ticket, give me a plane ticket, and I'll go with you. Oh, my mamas. And I promise you, I'll pull up with $250,000 worth of jewelry, just like I did the first time we came. I don't know what, who was there? I don't think you were there. Were you there, Elijah? I know Langston was there. Langston will tell you I pulled up in the Maserati, and I had on a Cuban link. I had a choker on. I sure did. I really did. I pulled up, I had a choker on. $100,000 choker, and I think it was like a $100,000 tennis necklace. Yeah. But I'll show up to I am too. We could do that. I know I do. I'm telling you. Please tell them. Hey, Forex funded. You ever heard that before? Forex funded. I'm dead. I'm dead. All right?
Cool.
Man, my bad. I know. Hey, I know. Hey, Gucci, I have to do it because they literally been stealing the sauce. So let's move on to the next. All right, let's move on to the next. Who wanted gold? I think somebody wanted gold, right?
Thank you for SPX, because I really need to understand that.
Now you really understand it, right? So it was, and another reason why it was super aggressive was because the time that it was given out versus how much time we had left before the close.
Yeah, you have to get profit like right
Yeah, it's like you get it. So I like to trade the session, and after the session, it's like it's done. I don't, whatever's there, it's done. Now, this trade down here, remember the one we took? And I really hope you guys are stealing this one down here.
You still profiting, right?
Who are we? Whew. Now, for those that took this trade, you should have took it and been out. Okay? You got back in, that's fine. Now, I personally believe this thing's about to turn around right here and continue its way up, right? I'm going to share something with you guys.
So Wall Street, if it does turn around right there, would it be a good entry, get in, and then
Only in the morning.
in the morning,
Yeah,
when it's like overlapping the London and New York session?
Because like you technically, you could have like a breakout right here, but then you don't want to be sitting waiting for the market to open. You'd rather be there. It's almost like a bull run. When it's been Spain, you ever seen the little bulls waiting there, waiting and they open the gate? And then all the Hispanic people, I got a little Puerto Rican in me too, so don't think I'm being prejudiced or whatever. But the Spaniards out there, they just sit there and they run, okay? They wear red and they run. I don't know why they do it. I've never done it myself. But when the door opens, them bulls just what? They just start going. And some of them people get hit in their ass with the horn. I don't know why they do it, but they do. So this is exactly how the market works. As far as the stock market, when the U.S. stock market opens, you get an explosion of volume, an explosion of orders. Damn, Spiller probably gonna take that too now.
I'm good.
Damn, I'm over there. I be trying to give it just a little drip for each call. You know what I mean? Man, this is public too. I don't give so much. That's too much sauce. All right, so I'm probably gonna go. Any questions before I get on out of here?
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm telling you, I would give them all the sauce in the world if I, you
Y'all better
could.
subscribe now.
It's too much sauce. Protect Philippe, the plain one. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go Bitcoin before I go.
500 is not net if you got it on the initial trade.
Oh, the initial trade is still good for you. Hey, it's good for the man. Tell them louder. The initial trade is good for the week. Boy, I plan on holding that thing for a minute. Bitcoin. All right. I just wanted to show you guys a couple things on Bitcoin. Watch this area for Bitcoin. All right. And then we'll get on out of here. For those that are not subscribed, you definitely should subscribe. All right. I will say this, and some of you probably didn't know this, but for a couple years running, I was the youngest African-American hedge fund manager on Wall Street. Had the sharpest alpha around, baby, I tell you. Hear me? Huh? Hey, Sharpe ratio was killer. Now, some of you don't really know what that means, right? But it's the furthest thing from Spiller. Hey, it's good old Mr. Wall Street giving you that good old pep talk. You know, that talk that you love. Until next time, peace.